If your tax and Class 4 national insurance is more than £1,000, you're going to come across tax payments on account. In this video, I'm going to go through 5 possible scenarios, which pretty much covers everything. Taxpayer 1 has a tax liability of £12,000 for 2022-23 tax year. They've already made payments on account in January and July 2023, totaling £11,000. This means that for 2022-23, there's a balancing payment due of £1,000. However, to add to that, they've got to make the first payment on account for the 23-24 tax year. And this payment on account is calculated as 50% of the last tax year's tax payment. So 50% of £12,000 is £6,000. Therefore, the total amount payable on the 31st of January 2024 is the £1,000 balance due plus the £6,000 payment on account, being £7,000 in total. In July 2024, there's a tax payment on account due of £6,000. Heading over to taxpayer 2, their tax payments on account have been more than their tax bill for this year, so effectively they've overpaid. So they've got a £10,000 tax bill this year. They've made tax payments on account of £13,000, which means they've got £3,000 credit due to them. Although they've got the first payment on account of £5,000 to make by 31st of January 2024. What we do is we offset the £3,000 credit due to them from the first payment on account, and they'll only pay the difference between the £5,000 and the £3,000. So the payment due on 31st of January 2024 is £2,000. In July 2024, they're going to have to make the second payment on account of £5,000. Now heading over to taxpayer number 3. The tax bill here is a little bit more modest. Tax bill is £800. They've made payments on account in 2023 of £1,200, so they've got a refund due to them of £400. Now, because their tax bill is below £1,000, they fall out of the payments on account scheme, and therefore they do not have to make any tax payments on account at all. So therefore, for the 31st of January 2024, they're due a tax refund of £400, and there's nothing to pay on the 31st of July 2024. Going over to taxpayer number 4, they've got a tax payment due of £1,200 for the 2022-23 tax year. The previous year, they either had no tax payments on account to make because the tax bill was less than £1,000, or this is the first year that they've been self-employed or have to pay tax in their tax return, and therefore have no payments on account to offset against this year's tax bill. So firstly, they've got the balancing payment of £1,200 to make, but to add to that, they've got 50% first payment on account to make too. So therefore, the payment due on the 31st of January 2024 is going to be £1,800. Then in July 2024, they've got to make the second payment on account of £600. Now finally, going over to taxpayer number 5. The tax bill for 2022-23 is £900. They've not made any payments on account previously, so therefore they have a balance to pay of £900. However, because their tax bill is below £1,000 for 2022-23, there's no tax payments on account to make for 2023-24. So it's fairly simple. There's one tax payment due on the 31st of January 2024 of £900 and nothing to pay in July 2024.